What if you could slide into 1,000 different worlds where it's the same year and you're the same person, but everything else is different? And what if you can't find your way home? Well, Robert Jeffries and I found the gateway. Now the problem is finding a way back home. This is Stumbling Through the Multiverse, a Sliders recap with Rain Coleman and Robert Jeffries II. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to none other than your official Sliders review podcast. I can say official because ain't nobody gonna whoop my ass. No, this is the official because we say it is. Just like people say, yeah, I'm the best rapper alive. Yes, this is the most official Sliders podcast. Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell a Slider man, girl, I don't know. So I am your co-host, Rain Coleman, the CarefreeBlackNerd. Happy to be back here again. Got a lot of shit to get off my chest, and I have with me none other than the greatest, the man with the most heat, the writer with the most writing, the one that brought us this show to begin with, none other than Jurassic Park 2, Robert.
We got dinosaurs, y'all. We got dinosaurs. Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to, always talk sliders, even though, like I said in the off camera, this is a struggle period. This is what you call a struggle-nomics.
Yes, that's exactly what this is.
This is the struggle-nomics period. And if there are any Sliders fans who believe otherwise, give me what y'all are smoking. Because I think that it is widely accepted by Sliders fandom that this is a rough period for the show. So, happy to be here. I mean, like I said, always happy to be here, always to talk to, with Rain about Sliders and just and recap these episodes.
My God. Yeah, I can tell this is the struggle period. I was watching and I was like, oh, I'm over here rating stuff 2 and 4 and whatever else. A little bit like I'd give anything to get those days back. Give me the older episodes that were like, oh, this isn't good. Oh, you thought that wasn't good, motherfucker? Please, no. Okay. This episode we're doing season 3, episode 22 and episode 23, Slither and Dinoslide. And man, I'm tired. Not of the show. Be very clear about that. But these motherfuckers, oh my God, this feels like an entirely new show. This doesn't even feel like Sliders. This feels like they had a new creative team come in and just play around with the same characters. This does not feel real. And it's like they have these, like, the things that they're doing have not been earned. And I'll just jump ahead in this episode in particular, Quinn being frustrated about like having to quote unquote fill the shoes of the professor. Girl, what are we talking about?
Where did that come
y'all ain't earned that. So I'm going to be as kind as possible, but I don't know. Okay, so first episode, Slither. The Sliders become embroiled in a snake trading deal that goes awry. I think that's a pretty good generalness of what happened. General thoughts. These people are not smart. I'm gonna just leave it there. That's it. That's all I got for you. These people, nobody is smart, but one cold-blooded thing. Everybody else is just dumb.
Everybody's dumb.
Yeah.
General thoughts at the beginning. It's another movie ripoff episode. This is Anaconda, y'all. So their version of Anaconda. It was, I think, to kind of piggyback on what you said, generally speaking, about this period of Sliders, it just felt like they didn't give a fuck. Like, it just felt like there were episodes. I mean, and we know that there's a lot that goes into making a show, right? Yeah, we're not going to discount the fact that it takes work, but what we're given in terms of, like, compared to the quality of the stuff that we were getting during those Canada days, right?
Yeah.
it just felt like they were trying to fill time, and they weren't doing it in as a creative way as possible. And I think episodes like this reflect that for me. And there's nothing wrong with being B-rated. There's nothing wrong with being cheesy. Some of my favorite stuff that I love, but you feel that there was an effort put behind it, and it's weird because Slither, I think, is, of all the episodes, Slither is the episode where it's kind of like, I think I hit my breaking point. And I think, like, with this season specifically, it was weird. So we can hop into it. I don't think that Google AI added much more to the recap. It just says, trying to transport snakes for a researcher named Kira. They are shot down, leaving them to fight snakes and smugglers while Wade and Maggie search for them. So yeah, the thing that I will say that was interesting was the fact that, like, Los Angeles or parts of California were, like, Mexico extended further than it is now. And strangely enough, funny enough, for all of the episodes where we talk about, we don't need, like, the encyclopedia entry for what happened on this world. I wanted that for this world, because it was just like, when they were like, Los Angeles is now, what did they call it? Oh my God, I'm trying to find it. When they said Los Angeles is now like a certain area of that the cartels control, and like San Francisco is now where like maybe California is at. I was interested, at least, in the social and political ramifications of this world. But because we're focusing on a big ass snake that people just conveniently fall into its grip, just like we don't get much of that. So I don't know, was there, like, specifically about the world, was there anything, I don't know, similar, or kind of the same, or was it different than?
No, I liked it. I wanted more explanation because these idiots were on vacation.
So they went to the cartel run.
I'm like, what are we do? Like, is there no Dominion hotel to be like, oh, don't go there? That's where the Latino murderers are. It's like, what? So I did like it because, again, if we've never gone on vacation while sliding, so y'all had to have been here for like a month. Like, what are we doing? So for that alone, and I did like the setting, though, and little, I want to say bland, because I just like the greenery. I liked visually, I liked the episode because I did feel like we were in distinct places. The little village, the little airport, the airport depot. Like, I like that. And I think that despite my issues with the episode, I think the concept was done well, because I don't know where they were. I don't know if you were on the back lot. I don't know if you were on location. Like, I don't know, but it's different not knowing where this is versus like when they were in Vancouver, and then when they was like, oh, here's just this random neighborhood we're in, and you're like, oh no, you're in California. Like, this felt like, I don't know where you are.
Right.
So this could have been a Canada episode setting wise, and then I'm like, oh, okay, sure, of course. So I did like that. I got to give them that. I did like that.
Yeah, there. I think the part of California that the cartels ran was called Delgado, and it was where LA would have been.
Okay.
And so that was something that I was like, okay, one thing I enjoyed about the episode, and the whole thing of tobacco being illegal on the world, in this world, and then also, like, if you were flying an unfamiliar aircraft and they would just like shoot you down, and so it's one of those things where I'm wondering if what they were, the things that were brought up about specifically with the drug cartels, which I found myself actually more interested than the fucking snake. Because, like, what if the sliders get lost in cartel run, because that's a serious thing, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
just, and like I said, that this could have been a world where, like in the first season, we go to a world where the Soviets are running, are controlling the U.S., where women have broken through the glass ceiling, and
Mm-hmm.
it was more political and social stuff rather than like the wacky, what if these were, the wasp gnat things that were killing people. And this one would have been interesting to see that. But we didn't get that. And it makes me think that they possibly did do their homework when it came to that part of the script.
Yeah.
So because I find that the more the story kept delving into the illegal animal arms, not arms trade, the
I
elite,
mean,
illegal animal poaching, I kept getting less interested. Um, the other one thing, and you kind of touched on this, was the fact that they were on vacation. And I will say that even though we talk about like y'all should not be that separated, why couldn't you just go to another part of San Francisco if you wanted to be away? Because I will give them, it's only a little bit of grace, that they were carrying the storyline of people arguing every fucking episode since Maggie has joined the group. And Quinn looked like he was just fucking done, right? He was just like, I needed a break. So that was the only part of them taking this vacation that I was happy with. But being in terms of responsibility, that didn't make no damn sense. So like so what were where were your thoughts
I
about
thought the
that?
shit was dumb. I thought it was so dumb. I said, what the fuck? I said, in what world are we splitting up like that? Like, I can, to your point, I can see you going, okay, y'all go to North LA, we go to South LA.
Yes.
But you decide to split up on the world run by the drug cartel,
Right.
which has an overabundance of nature, where like you was like, this is the world you decide to do this shit on. Like, this is so dumb. And I have to assume like the pattern has been complete. Like, they've constantly fallen on worlds and read a newspaper or got an exposition done from somebody else. This is that. So I have to assume that whatever is different about this world, you understand it enough that you bought a plane ticket to go somewhere else. You like, I can give some grace, but the fact that they were not in San Francisco or wherever the hell it's supposed to be, you were in a whole nother part of the state. I said, oh no, this is dumb. And Quinn being like frustrated, that was so off-putting to me. Even as somebody who doesn't like him, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is you like? You're not the only one going through whatever. Oh, and I gotta figure out a plan. This and that. Lady, you put yourself in charge. Nobody asked you to do that. I was like, I don't know, the vacation part, I think using that word really threw me with this show. Not to say they can't go on vacation, but for what we have established, for the people that are supposed to be after us, for the people we're supposed to be hunting, I said, this makes no sense. This makes absolutely no sense. And they never said like, well, I mean, they ultimately said, oh, we have to slide next Wednesday or whatever when they were talking about the plane, but it was never like, look, man, we've been here for 3 weeks. We can afford a vacation. Like, it was. I was like, how fucking long were you? How you it? And I only harp on that because we're chasing somebody.
So that's the point I was going to get to, is that there. I don't know if these sequences of episodes, you need a vacation episode. This is like, so how like an anime. Well, we can talk about even sitcoms, but like an anime, they have, I don't know what they call those episodes, but they will have like a playful episode where the characters go on vacation or something. And if anime watchers are watching this, please forgive me because I can't remember exactly what they call. But even in sitcoms, like Saved by the Bell, they would have them going to, going on vacation. But when your goal is to catch a person, you're chasing a person to either capture or probably kill them. I don't know if you necessarily need to go and just chill, for a week in cartel, so that it takes away from this, the momentum, this revenge chase momentum that they've already been building, sporadically coming back to, because I had forgotten. Well, I don't want to say I've forgotten about it, but they don't ever talk about it in those episodes where Rickman is not even there. Um, so that was weird. So then we have before I don't know, was there anything else like big that jumped out at you as far as like you wanted to tackle?
I don't like Quinn, but I can't even blame this on Quinn. It is the show and the writers. Hold on. Well, I don't want to get too far. Essentially, that girl. I forget her name.
Kira. I think it's, yeah.
Kira was so like we know every episode there's going to be a pretty white woman who is going to fall head over heels for Quinn. We know that, but even this felt like it felt over the top in a way that was so weird that did not, to me, support. Oh, she's double crossing him. That didn't feel like that was connected. It was like, oh, you're so handsome, oh, girl. Let's get into the episode first because I don't. It's such a weird thing where he's just like, I don't know, this hard, like I'm not even saying Quinn is not attractive, but you can't tell me that like that. It just feels very, it feels, I don't know what to compare it to, but it just feels very odd that every single world we go in there is a woman who is about to take all her clothes off just because he showed up. And it's like, what are we doing? He is not so much more attractive than the other men who are in the world that are there. And you could say, oh, well, she sees those men all the time. I don't give a damn. Quinn, like, if it's almost like Gambit or a vampire, like he has this charm ability that is unnecessary. We don't need, like, I don't even have, God, what girl, I can't even think of a lady that liked him. And I was like, okay, I'm cool with that. But I know there's been other women where I'm like, okay, this makes sense. He's attractive. She's attractive. They've actually done something. Yeah. It was just like, oh, I'm trying to get these snake bones on. Oh, you look good. Oh, you're such a handsome man. Oh my God, girl, you are on a mission. What is happening? That bothered me to no end. And as much as I don't like Quinn, I'm not blaming that on him. This was a weird choice by the show.
Well, I mean, so we have that weird ass choice, but then also, so between her and Carlos, and once again, Carlos is his own special section. You have two instances of two of the main characters, Maggie and Quinn, for each of their various reasons, falling for the most duplicitous motherfuckers that they have come across like in a while. So this goes to so specifically Quinn, the street smarts, the lack of street smarts or the lack of sliding smarts that you have dealt with people like this. Like this is Logan St. Clair. Right. This might be your sister, right?
I'm like,
right. So you might want to watch out because the way that she's coming at him is not like it wasn't subtle. And so what is weird though, and if we're talking about Quinn specifically, is that it leads to this weird ass conversation where he's just like, I don't want to be responsible for, he said, he was like, I don't want to be responsible for the team. Why do I got to keep making a decision? And they had several instances. It was in this episode where he kept saying, well, I got to make the decision. I got to make the decision. And but it stems from him thinking with his dick. Right.
Yes.
And it's this weird thing of like, once again, you have not built up to him feeling like this. He's a human being. Maybe he is tired of, this perceived responsibility that he has. But guess what? We only get this shit tacked on after somebody starts flirting with him. I had a note in here that he said something like, he said, Quinn is saying, fuck the sliders because I want to YOLO. Like it was that type of shit, but it starts because of this horrible, this flirtatious relationship that he has with this woman who is shady as fuck. So I don't know, that was my and then I think like I had something on here. Does he have to get with every woman that he meets?
Like
it's just like, yo.
I hate him, and I'm not. I want to be very clear. I'm not one who is. What I'm about to say is not to quote unquote like slut shame anybody. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that you can't sleep with as many people as you do what you want. But
yeah.
in the context of this show specifically,
Mhm.
I would be terrified of having sex with people from different worlds. Not because you might catch something. You don't know how your but if Maggie can't breathe on one world
Right.
and you can,
Exactly.
I don't want to have sex with somebody and something that is not even a disease that
Mhm.
occurs in my world. Now all of a sudden I hit another world, the air touches me, and now my arm is fucking full of spikes. It's like they don't be thinking. And I know there is a bit of a suspension of belief because it's entertainment and you need things to happen. But it
Yeah.
would be very different if every single person who slid got a chance to have somebody be interested in them like that.
Mhm.
It's always him.
Yeah.
And again, as much as I don't like Quinn, I can't even get mad at Quinn because this is just stupid.
Mhm.
Quinn is not in control of this, but this, and I can even see to your earlier point about him being frustrated and
Yeah.
upset. I don't even want to take that away from him. I'm Quinn's number one hater, but I
Yeah.
do not want to take away that you are in charge of this. All of this bad luck that we have is because of you, and so I can understand the weight of like, damn, I'm doing this on my own. And I can even understand, the professor in here, he used to shoulder some of the
Yeah.
science shit, but
Mhm.
you have not built up to. There's so
Yeah.
many moments where they have this bullshit as, oh, look at you over there, what are you doing? Oh, you was mad like last time. Use those fucking lines to be
Yeah.
like, shit, the professor would have gotten this shit right away, it's taking me too long. Put some of them, pepper them in, so then when we get this,
Mhm.
I'm not looking at him like, you fucking leaving your people for this
Exactly.
fucking
Right.
random lady.
Well, the lady, and this kind of took me back because both of these episodes, um, one of the things that, like, when we saw Don Lewis, right? Don
Yeah.
Lewis, um, the our woman from first or second season, what is Gillian of the Spirits?
Yes, my girl.
Logan St. Clair in her.
Mhm.
I mean, I would fucking cosplay her outfit because it was like what do you call it? Nickelodeon orange with like the
Yeah,
vest
yeah.
on or
The
some shit.
jumpsuit. Yeah,
I
yeah.
would be like, I could still be Logan St. Clair because that's it. It could be a male,
Yeah.
right? So the point being is that, and I'm pretty sure I could choose other women that they've had on the show, but what they are starting to do now, and I saw it with Kira, and I see it with Maggie, especially with Maggie and Wade,
Oof,
is that they are dressing them all the same. They all have the same body type,
I
and
hate
it's just
that.
there's no diversity in the types of women that they are bringing into the show. And even with the two that they have, I don't know what it is.
They're
It
twins.
is. It is. What you said?
They're twins.
Yeah, they are twins. Like it just. But even with Kira, she looks like Maggie, and
Yes.
so you're not even Maggie or Wade. So you're not even giving a diversity with the type of woman that he is possibly falling in love with, and
Mhm.
that is becoming like very kind of stale and old. I remember like you had mentioned that, especially with Wade and with Maggie, and
Mhm.
I something I had never noticed before, but specifically with the so as far as let's talk about the sliders then.
Yeah.
Wade, and I mentioned Wade. I don't know. It's funny because like this is the first time that they haven't been arguing.
Yeah.
Like that they paired them up specifically, and they weren't going back. Now they had some disagreements
Mhm.
because they had Maggie doing some stupid shit, but I don't know. Like that was the kind of the biggest thing that I picked up on with when it came to Wade, and also that she was suspicious of Carlos
Mhm.
for jump. So I don't know if there was much more that I kind of saw with her.
No, they're making her to be the mom, the den mother,
Mm,
and I don't like that. It's so odd. And I get that Maggie is a new character, so
yeah,
I'm even holding space for like, let's make sure to give the audience a lot of her so she'll stand out. I'm not even
mhm,
mad at that. But the way, one, why are they paired up together when they've been arguing for the last 40 slides? If we're going on vacation, Quinn, you should have went with Wade.
right.
And Remy should have been with her. Remy is a Navy veteran, so like
Mm,
him and Maggie would be able to take care of themselves. The other thing is having Wade be. It feels like this Marsha thing,
mm,
where it's like they look the same.
Yeah.
Like on paper, if you write it down, you are describing the same woman. But there is something about Wade. I don't want to say plain because I don't think that's it. I think Sabrina is a beautiful woman, but there's something either maybe with the styling or even just with the like you can tell that Maggie is the sexual version of Wade. Like she is and they even mentioned it, I think, in this episode where it was like, oh, she's funny and you're sexy. And I was like, what are we doing? This is weird. This is very weird.
Yeah.
And I don't have all the language for it because I'm not a woman, but this feels very much like pitting women against each other,
Yeah.
even outside of having them just arguing. This doesn't feel like a sisterhood. Like
Yeah.
I'm someone who watches any and everything. I watch Sex in the City. I watch Living Single. I watch Girlfriend. Like I watch women interacting, and albeit that is also TV show entertainment, but I also know women in real life, and I know women of other races as well. And so when I see them, I'm not saying that any woman or any set of women friendships are a monolith, but this feels like it is written for men, and that is so odd to me. And I don't understand why, at the very least, Maggie isn't more conservative, not because she's, I don't know, a Republican, but she was a soldier. I'm just thinking like, it's one thing that if it's hot, okay, we have on a tank top, but it's like, I'm like, she's a soldier. Wouldn't a soldier be like, you have her always on guard and ready to attack and ready to talk shit about, like you have her in, I don't know. I think I'm losing the plot of what I'm trying to say, but all in all, I don't like that it feels like the show is trying to make Wade more like somber, matronly, motherly, and now you have this more quote unquote for the listeners, more beautiful, sexy girl, which like that's never been what Sliders was about.
No,
never it.
And I think that you are seeing on screen shit that was happening behind the scenes.
Ugh.
Yeah, and stuff that was happening behind the scenes that was personally directed at Sabrina Lloyd is now you're seeing a lot of that coming forward, with how the character was handled. And it is very unfair and is very unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
And I think probably because we've talked about this especially with the actress that plays Maggie, is that they had her like for no apparent reason in the what did I call it? The Sundown Town world. But for a reason, they just basically had her get like in a two-piece bikini or some shit like that, to be sacrificed, right? So it was stuff like that. I always go back to the story of when first of all, we know the people who were in power at this time, right? With as far as the producers, the showrunners, or whatever, there's a lot of like it was men, right?
Yeah.
And so the other thing is there's this perception that only men mainly watch science fiction related shows. So there's this idea of like, well, let's cater sexuality, which, like I said, it ain't a bad thing, but if it's at the I'm trying to think of the right word.
Expense?
It's something that is not positive for the actress that is, that it's being focused on, and it becomes this kind of weird, skeevy type of shit. And the example that I always give is the actress that played that played 7 of 9 on Voyager. When they brought that Jerry Ryan in to play that character, they had her in this like skin tight outfit with heels, and when you learn about behind the scenes, they brought her in because they were like, let's bring something, somebody in who's very attractive for the male audience and that type of shit. So I always feel that this is that weird period of Sliders, right? And it's being done at the detriment of a character that we've seen for like 3 or 4 seasons, and 3 seasons at this point. And and you get weird shit like this. So, the other thing with Maggie in this episode is that they have her acting, not dumb as fuck, but like counter to how she has been acting in other episodes before this.
Yes.
And that was my biggest thing. Is just like she is the most adept and aware, and aware of her surroundings, mistrusting of people, just she's a soldier, right?
Yep.
This is what she does. But in this one, when she sees Carlos, she's just like, yo, it's time to go, right?
Crazy.
And everything about this guy is suspicious.
Yes.
Suspicious from jump. Like there was, even when he was acting, you know, like he was flirtatious, handsome dude, suave. There was nothing in his acting that made me think that, okay, he should be able to get over on Maggie. It's just like, why make this the episode where Maggie's just like, well, shit, you know, sometimes you got to get some wherever you can get it.
Crazy.
Oh my god. So that's all I got for Maggie. I don't know, like anything else. It was just weird.
I feel bad for her, the actress, because I did say more than once that she can't act. I'm warming up to her. Her acting has not improved, but I'm still warming up to her. I truly feel for her. Well, I don't know what type of woman she is, but god dang it, let's put you in these little shorts and let's have you put this lipstick on and do your whatever. I don't know. I'm done. I like Maggie in the idea of this woman got a check, but Maggie, the character, I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? Who do you even like? Your husband is very different from Quinn.
Well,
Slightly different from this. And do we even? This woman has not mentioned her husband, her ex-husband, her dead husband. Ain't he dead? He died in the episode before we even like. So even to go ahead to be like, oh, I'm gonna get Rickman, girl, for what? You don't care. He just gave you a divorce. You don't grieve your husband. I don't need you crying over him every episode. But there's nothing carrying her through these episodes where Rickman isn't there. Because I'm not gonna hold you. I keep forgetting that Rickman is there. When I watched this episode, I was like, "Oh yeah, they having fun." I was like, oh, "Wait a minute now." So this to me is just dumb, but whatever. Good on you, Maggie. Be a lover girl. I don't know.
I think the other thing is when we haven't established what a timeline is.
Yes.
In between when her husband got shot and his body exploded on the entire damn planet. We don't know if she's gone through the grieving period, right? Enough, like, or if enough time has passed before it's like, you know, it's okay to be like, okay, let's get back there. You know, I was single, time to mingle. And because how into Carlos she is, it's just the weirdest thing. So, the other, I think we've talked about, well, Remy. I don't know how I hated that he was kowtowing to Quinn. And when Quinn would be like, now I got to make the decision, it makes Remy seem kind of less than.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, am I weird for thinking that? Like, no. It's this weird thing. And he's just more of the support. Him getting slammed around on the plane was hilarious when the guy was like flying or whatever about to crash. I don't know anything about Remy specifically.
I didn't like Remy this episode, but it's not because of Remy. It's because of this stupid show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just say it. Why is this black man having to play second fiddle to you and your emotions? And he's just like, because it's one thing to grieve and be upset, or I have to take over, I have to do everything. That's when now we get to a conversation between him and Remy where like, I know the professor is gone. Tell me what to do. Let me also help get some of this burden off of you. We've been doing this shit for years. But every time we turn around, it's like, Quinn, we have to go. This isn't safe. Then this woman say, oh, but it is safe, Quinn. All right, Remy, fuck you. I got to go. It was such a weird fucking thing. I'm like, to your point, it does make it seem like Remy is a damn child. Because even in this episode, Quinn says something to him about, look at me, you see how old I am. I know I'm young. I shouldn't have to have responsibility. And I was like, first of all, you look 40. Let I mean, you a good looking man, but you're definitely a good looking 40. Let's relax. Secondly, what the fuck does that make Remy? Again, he is the only person who is the true victim in all of this. I never asked to fucking be here. You hoes have been yelling and hollering at me every couple episodes. I'm played for laughs. I'm played for a joke. Like nobody's taking this man seriously. And then when he's giving you a very legitimate, valid concern, we are carrying a snake. This shit should not matter. Our goal should be getting back to the girls so we can fly out of here. But every time we turn around, it's like he'll listen to Remy and then he'll just do the exact opposite with no explanation. It's like, well, we're almost there. Well, she said such and such. And I was like, this looks very weird. This looks like, here's my, no, not magical Negro, but here's my Negro sidekick so I can lay all my feelings out on. And yeah, he could say something back, but ultimately I'm going to do what I want to do because me and this beautiful fucking porcelain woman, we both are beautiful and make beautiful babies. It was just like, it was so weird.
Yeah.
And I'm not even saying, I'm not giving the writers grace, but I'm not even saying it was intentional, but it's also the optics. This is weird. Even if it had been Wade or the professor, it would still be weird on a different level because why are you ignoring somebody who has been with you for 3 fucking years? We have been with you forever and a day. You dragged us into this. And now I'm telling you, hey, we're in a fucking rainforest with snakes and cartel, and we're following some random woman with this Brown Ranger outfit on, and we're just supposed to be okay with this. We need to find our girl. It's like you can't. I've met people who once they get into relationships, they kind of let their friends fall by the wayside. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes you just wrapped up in a partner. But this is so inconsistent, even for Quinn. Yes. He has not been this. I'm like, that's what's bothering me. Because again, I do not like Quinn, but I have to admit that some of this shit is just weird.
It was just done for the purposes of this episode. You know, like I said, there was no build up to it. It just came out of left field. We know that he has had issues. We let me not say that he hasn't been frustrated before, but to the level of completely ignoring essentially your ride or die dude, right? To be like, well, we need to, he said the snake is pretty important for cancer research. And I was just like, I don't live on this world.
Right.
We have literally destroyed worlds trying to get home. It's like, why is this the one where they got like fields of tobacco, illegal tobacco being sold, drug cartels, people, random ass people in villages just yelling at me, which was like, you want to talk about some stereotypes.
Oh man.
That shit, like, it was just like, I what did I say? I gave him a little bit of like, I was like, okay, maybe they did their research into the cartels, but then the only people that they find are like the stereotypical Hispanic, like the village, and then even the children were pointing at Remy. And when he shot that gun up, I was like, damn, Remy, there are children.
This show is so silly.
And then, like, you only bring in the black or brown people to be like, you know, this is the myth. These are the myths of our area. So you better listen. It was just like
next episode too.
Y'all got to do better. We talked about I think we talked about Quinn at length. The snakes.
Snakes. I'm a fan.
The snakes are probably one of the better characters in this episode. Every time they walk through the jungle and then like they would poke out the snake head and the snake head would look around the bush.
This is so silly.
I was like, okay, this silly shit I can rock with. And then like the suggestion that the male snake was following them. And I'm like, how fast is this snake moving? Because it's just like, but and then they get to Snake House.
Which is why would we go in there?
I have no idea. The funny thing about that was like, okay, so did the jungle just end? Because like when they So when they walk up to the house, it looks like something that wouldn't be in the middle of like the jungle, and then like the trees look completely different. And then I keep saying this, it looks like Joel Schumacher shot the scene because it's like blue lights and purple. It's like all this stuff. And then you just get like all these weird ass sequences of the snakes falling out of electrical sockets, snakes knocking down the door, which was, and then they have to react to this, right? When the door fell down, they was like, "Oh, the snakes are busting down the door," and I was like, "Okay, I wouldn't have been able to get through that with a straight face." And then Quinn shooting rubber snakes, so it was just like,
man.
Oh my god! So I don't know, but the snakes work for you, Rain?
that one male snake, just that yellow and white one. Yeah. That was my favorite because he was on a fucking mission, and I loved it. I guess, and I know this may be nitpicky, but I was like, why didn't anyone get bit? Like, these ain't like garden snakes. These are snakes in the jungle. I saw the Jungle Book. I know how snakes act in the wild. I would imagine that. My fear was like, oh my god, somebody's going to get bit, and then we have to like figure out if there's an antidote, and then no, this show was just like, oh no, they're just like puppies. They were just everywhere. So like, why even? I did like the snakes, specifically the main male snake. I liked his like vision thing that they did where you saw it through his eyes. The snakes are the type of like maybe MacGuffin adjacent thing that I was okay with, especially the one that kept murdering people, which is probably a Quinn variant as a reptile. So I did like the snakes, but when we got to the snake house, that to me was odd. I was following the show, I get the episode, but it was so odd. I'm like, who are we calling? And that's what I was asking a lot of this episode, like, who are we getting on the phone with? There's no cell phones. So who are we? I mean, maybe somebody to help get. It just felt like Agatha all along down the witch's road. Like, okay, we're going into this house now. We're going to be tested by 3 trials. It was such a.
It was a weird sequence.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the way Carlos died, because it was, that whole thing seemed so like, that's what it was getting me was Remy. They were like, Remy, get the not the keys. He was reaching and trying to get something off the table, and then there were a bunch of snakes on the table. It was
for the lockbox with the female snake.
Gotcha. So he was like, get the key. And then it was a sequence of him reaching down. He's like, I can't get to it. And he's just like reaching his head down.
Yes.
And the shit was like chaotic.
Crazy.
It was because you're asking these actors. I mean, you know, as you act, you are, I don't want to say it's you're pretending, right?
Yeah.
And so, but when you got to pretend to be like scared of putting your hand down in there, it got kind of goofy. One person that I did appreciate a lot in this episode was Carlos. Carlos was excessively villainous to the point like when they looked at his bag and there was a hand in there, I was just like, where?
Okay. There's so okay. I may be missing something. Who the fuck was that man in that white suit?
So
who was that?
Wait, with the fake Hispanic accent, because he was like, I think he was supposed to be who Kira was going to meet, because that was the whole thing. They were saying that he was, and that's what Carlos kept saying. He was like, y'all are gonna double cross me. So that's what I thought he was. But the thing that was crazy to me was, when did he have time to cut that man's hand off?
He did not have time for that, and there was not enough blood for you. Right. Carlos, it's the fact that you're here means y'all were going to double cross it. What are you talking about?
Carlos was like crazy. Like
homegirl's playing when we don't know this at the or maybe we did. No, we did, because he was like, her and 2 other people were. Whatever. I was like, I could not keep up. I still don't understand. You being here means y'all gonna double cross. What do you mean? She's not. How the plane crashed. So
Yeah.
even if there's a double cross, they haven't been in contact. Carlos is so unhinged.
Yes.
I wish they were following him.
That's what I
from
was
world
saying.
to world.
Yeah.
My God.
Like he dropped 3 bodies and cut off a hand. When I saw the hand in the thing, first of all, I was like, when did he have time? And then like not 3 bodies, but 2. Because when he killed that guy in the water, what did he say to him? He said, he made a joke and
oh yeah, it was like I don't know, but like, oh you what did he say?
He said better luck next time. And then
yeah, it was so like, is this the Joker? Who is this? He is weird.
Carlos was fun. Like it was
Yeah.
in an episode where we didn't need somebody to be as bad as like
no.
It was like
no. No.
Oh my God. I bet you yeah, anyway, so Carlos was fun.
had a hand.
When Wade saw the hand in the bag, I was like, "What is going on?"
Like, let's kill him. Truly, that was my first. Like, just kill him. What are we doing? What are we
Oh man. But I was trying to think. Is there nothing right now? I mean, anything else jumping out?
No, Carlos was just fun. I do like that the locals were like, "Oh, he's the devil. Get him out of here." Like, I like that.
Wait. No, keep going.
No, that's like he was the devil. I was also like, so he has been just terrorizing everybody because there's no reason to mess with these people. Like they didn't say, "Oh, this is the town that the secret gold is hidden in," and they have. This is just a town in the middle of this like weird jungle place. Then it was like, "Oh, get him out of here." You've been through here harassing them. Mm-hmm. Why? Fuck Carlos.
Well, we don't know because he got choked out to death. But the thing that I love is like when the slider slid away, this show is doing this weird thing where they're like the bad guy is going to have to get their comeuppance at the end of the episode. But the thing before that happened with Kira was why did they put his body in the back of the truck?
I was so mad at Wade. I was like, that ain't how I operate. I'm with Maggie. Leave him the fuck here.
No.
He's clearly.
So, no, you're talking about in the village, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So why would they? He was dead.
He was dead. Why did Kira drive away with his dead body in the truck?
I was like, this is a wasted trip for you. You almost died on the airplane. You almost died with these snakes. And now you're taking his. And it never was like, okay, Quinn, I'm sorry. He was my boyfriend, and I got to get him back to his family. It was just like he tried to kill you, Kira. He grabbed your hair and was like abusing you.
You could have left his body in Snake House, and that would have been like a easy decomp, right? So that was, but in both instances, like why did they bring him along? But the last part where her body was just like, with the snake.
Like, how did that happen? Like
they jumped into the car and then she swerved.
But that you don't have the snake anymore. The female snake. Whatever. I don't know.
I don't know. But it's this thing of like, well, we got to show the bad guy of the episode getting killed. Like you remember, like the Morlock and the last episode we watched where he's fighting to the death. I was like, okay, y'all can drop this. Like, we don't need y'all to do this like every episode.
Yeah, I don't care what she was doing. Don't give a fuck. Like,
but she didn't even look hurt. She was just like
sleeping.
She was just sleeping.
Taking a nap.
Oh man. Okay, so superlatives. What is your what's your favorite? Who's your favorite character?
The snake, the male snake.
The male snake.
He was on a mission. He was the only one who got anything done. Except, damn, but I do like Carlos too. No, I'm still go with the male snake because he killed him and Carlos was neck and neck with killing, wasn't they?
Pretty much, yeah.
Male
Pretty
snake.
Much.
That's my favorite.
And what was your favorite moment?
Favorite moment. There were so many. Favorite moment, I'd have to go with. I don't know, probably Carlos, every time he killed, like, because even when he got the man in the white suit, he's like just stabbed him. Then him making that little comment to the man in the white, like he kept like being like fitting in the episode. But once he went to kill, it was like, yeah, motherfucker, and also your daughter has a red shirt on. He's like, wait, what? What's happening? He was so over the top. So anytime Carlos killed was my favorite scene.
Moment.
Carlos killing.
Got you. So my favorite character is Carlos.
Ah.
And my favorite moment is when Quinn was shooting the rubber snakes. It was just so damn hokey. So who's your least favorite character in your least favorite moment?
I'd have to say Quinn. Now, this isn't my normal Quinn. This is
Mm-hmm.
me saying Quinn because he, to me, did not match with the rest of the episodes.
Yeah.
The frustration I get, but him falling for Kira, like her. If you told me this world women had like siren abilities to control you, then okay, this is great. But this just a random Monica Geller variant. And I'm just like, what? You're turning your back on your people,
Yeah,
for her. Like if it was just I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off, leave me alone, sure. But making her be the catalyst, to me, as somebody who hates Quinn, it did not do him any favors, and I don't like that. So I don't like Quinn, but not for my normal reasons. I don't think they did him. They didn't do they. I think the writers did a disservice to him in this episode. So Quinn is my least favorite, and by extension, the writers.
Okay. And your least favorite moment?
Least favorite moment. Oh, there's so many. Probably out of everything was Wade making them take Carlos's body back. Because I think that very moment is very indicative of like my issue with Wade. Where it's like, oh no, we don't kill. That's not how I roll. Such such. This man has a severed hand in his bag. We are not going to be here forever. We have killed people and let worlds burn to the ground. This is not a fight we need to have. You haven't written in your journal, so it's not like, oh, every side we go, I'm scared we're going to kill somebody. So that behavior, it's like you're doing this specifically to be opposed to Maggie, when Maggie is kind of right in this instance.
Yeah.
So that moment right there, it really,
That made no sense.
yeah, we don't. That's not how I roll. Girl, Maggie could beat you up. Leave that man. So that's my least favorite. Yeah.
My least favorite character is Maggie.
Good.
Mainly because they pushed her against, like they had her playing against how she normally is. Just because she was like trying to get it.
Yeah.
Which ain't a problem, but like you've already established that she would have picked up on his BS. And least favorite moment was any argument between Maggie and Wade. I'm tired of it. Like if you want to talk about a trope for this series, that's one that I'm getting tired of.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
So out of 10 triadders are you rating this episode?
I'm conflicted because Carlos and the snake made it fun.
Yeah.
Quinn's frustration, I'm split on because I do understand it, but I think it was executed poorly. And to your point, Maggie and Wade arguing. It's so weird. I'm going to go with a 6, and this is a strong 6 because I did ultimately enjoy enough pieces of the episode, but overall, I don't think it was the strongest. But I don't think it deserves like a 4. So I'm gonna stick with 6. I'm not gonna budge. My mind might change, but I'm sticking with 6 right now.
Okay. So I will go with the 5.
Okay.
Mainly because like the only saving graces for this episode were, I think the setting. I kind of like that. Even though I wanted them to go more into kind of like the political and the social history of the world. But then Carlos and the snakes, all the goofy shit with the snakes. But everything else kind of outweighed that to prevent it from getting close to like 6 or 7. So, so that is episode 22, season 3, episode 22, Slither. So then we will go on to season 3, episode 23, Dinoslide, and in Slider's Dinoslide, the team tracks Colonel Rickman, remember him, to a prehistoric world. I'm gonna keep saying that, inhabited by dinosaurs, which also serves as a colony for the refugees from Maggie's homeworld. Rickman terrorizes the settlers, feeding on their DNA, while the Sliders battle a T-Rex and try to corner him, though he escapes. I'm thinking he is talking about Rickman. So, um, yeah, so we're back. I don't know if this is the first time in Sliders history where they have revisited a
I
world.
think so, up until this point.
Yeah.
Outside of going back home and not knowing it
Yeah.
was back home. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think that's the only time. And the thing, so the world itself, so going back to Exodus part, did they visit the world in Exodus part 1 or part 2?
It would have had to be. I think it would have been 1 because they were like, we can come here. Like they weren't there long. They were just enough to say we can go to this location.
Gotcha. Okay. So they really fucked them people up. Just like that was the biggest thing that I do remember when I saw what this episode was always feeling that because they didn't have the proper time. Now, I will say, I think that was established pretty well in Exodus that they didn't have time to investigate these worlds as much as they wanted to because it was last minute. But because not because it's this dark, not even dark comedy, but it's this dark vibe that the world that they did choose turns out to be this hellish world where they are being hunted by dinosaurs. In addition to now, just like the Europeans did over here, killing off the indigenous population with their disease. So it's this thing of like, because you didn't properly investigate or have the time to do that, everything just got fucked up. So I that was the first thing that jumped to mind. It was like, damn, this is pretty fucked. This is pretty messed up. So I don't know, like revisiting this world because like, this is new to you. What were your thoughts specifically about that? They're like, we're basically going back to, a previous episode, or this is connected to a previous episode.
I was irritated, and I'll go into why. Why didn't you just slide these people somewhere else? Why would we make them stay there? If you and Rickman have the ability to come back to this place, let's move them somewhere else. Like that's not, especially after you've now shown that like the decimation of like all these people. Like, go ahead, leave a note for the other camps that are spread out, and let them know we are sliding somewhere like that. That's what's getting me with this season, because before it was just random, let's go wherever. Now that we have some control, and I can excuse or suspend belief to be like, okay, they can't just go right home yet. I'm fine with that. But you let all these people, like they're targeted, them specifically, because they have been hand chosen by Rickman for their DNA, and you're not like, hey, let's get them somewhere else.
Well, that even goes back to Malcolm's conversation at the end of the episode, where Malcolm is like, he's like, Remy, I can't go with you. You can't go. You can't stay here. Let's just accept it. If I was Malcolm, I would have been like, just take me with you.
Yes, me and my white mama. Like, why not? Why are we waiting here? Take us somewhere else.
I mean, and it's the there is a time limitation of. Fuck it. There are no time limitations because they're establishing, because that shit I think got tossed out the window as being a regular thing. Maybe once they hit the 3rd season.
Man, if they say 29 years again, I'm gonna flip all this shit over. Nobody cares. You'll never be stuck here. Rickman is hopping. This motherfucker. Shout out to Rickman. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say he's my favorite. I don't give a damn. That man just be opening portals, and if you don't go, he's not gonna go. What are you talking about? He can clearly do what he wants. What's wrong with you?
The thing I loved is when he jumped, they had him on the
Yes,
binoculars, and he
yes.
did like the Harlem Shake, and then he jumped into the.
He is so. I want him and Carlos. And then who was that guy? Negan, the Negan guy. I just want a whole Legion of Doom, like of O's. And then what's homeboy Little Richard from God, the one we loved.
Oh my God, I can't remember his name, but I
But
know.
bring him back too. I just
Yeah.
like
Well, and then Logan. Then you
yeah,
got
look, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like let them be the Legion of Doom chasing after, or let them go against the Cro-Mags.
Well, we know the Cro-Mags ain't going.
Well, yeah.
This is so
like when
dumb.
he did the little shimmy before he jumped into the thing, I was like, "What is going on?" And then he came back.
Like, what would you just?
Oh my God.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
So you know, and it's funny because I thought that this might be connected to the dinosaur reserve or whatever that they went to in the second season. And I'm glad that it wasn't. I am glad that there is a suggestion that there are multiple worlds where dinosaurs exist. I just kind of like, as the nerd in me, I love that. And then also when Maggie is just like, y'all are being very casual about this, and then like Quinn and Remy are just like, oh, we've been here, been there, done that.
Yeah.
And then well, we'll get to that. But yeah, so the dinosaurs actually, you know, shout out to Jurassic Park because that was still a thing, I guess, where people were hyped about dinosaurs. I don't know, like I never went through a dinosaur phase. Like I thought they were cool. As well, I think especially after Jurassic Park, you know, like when I saw that movie, I was just like, oh, they're cool. And then I went to like watch Star Trek or something.
Yeah.
But I like that, you know, this is the threat that is there. I know the CG is what it is, but you know, like I said, I had fun with it. I do think though that the fact that there is only one T-Rex in this whole world, it basically, if they kill this one T-Rex, that solves all the issues that the humans have been dealing with. And I'm just like, no, you need housing, you need food. There's
I thought this was lazy. I didn't like, so the CGI didn't bother me. The CGI is one of them things that are like, I know this is the 90s. Like it truly never pulled me out of it, even though it wasn't great. My issue is with the T-Rex and killing him or her, whatever it is. I was more focused on you're fucking up this ecosystem because like without, you already said all these other dinosaurs is gone because this one killed and ate all of them other ones because you didn't heed the warnings of the native POCs who are you're in their land. Like, oh yeah, they wouldn't incubate because they wouldn't take. Why would they take anything for you? And also, they told you about the T-Rex. So you say, oh, they're so superstitious they wouldn't let us incubate them, but you are so superstitious that you didn't believe in what like I was like, this is the pot calling the kettle black. So I guess for me, I do understand, okay, the T-Rex needs to go, the humans got to be alive, but I was also like, the T-Rex was here first. This is like those natives were doing something to keep this thing at bay. Y'all come in and there's so much land. Like, would it be too out the way to be like, hey, y'all are from here, what part is safe? Let me trade. It was, so the T-Rex was never my issue in this episode, and I did not want it to die. I was like, oh no, I was rooting for the T-Rex, like, I'm hungry. Y'all just, I don't know, man. I know we're supposed to root for them, but
no, I mean, no, we don't have to. I mean, I think that because even when they saw the herd of dinosaurs, like the Allosauruses or whatever, like who were the herbivores, which were the herbivores. And so I think that there definitely is something to the fact of like, you know, there are things kept in balance. I mean, the biggest thing being is that, excuse me, that this ain't your world. Like it's essentially like whose man's is this, right?
Yes.
This is like so you're coming in and fucking things up because you're now, albeit your world is being destroyed. Like we get that, right?
Mm.
But the first people that you come in contact with, now they're like mass graves just on a hill, and it's just like, and then Malcolm is like, oh yeah, I had a friend named Bantu, and he taught me how to fish and to trap, and then well he died, and it was just like
Well,
God.
motherfuck him. Like this
But
episode could have used a native
what'd you
of
say?
this play. That's it. This episode could have used a native person of this world.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the suggestion that they got there and just everything was just fucked up because of them, because of those people, is
Yeah.
just that is like kind of one of the darker parts of the episode. Not the dinosaur's head being exploded. Like I think like I was more tripped out when I saw the hill of just mass graves. And I
God.
think the worry that people they wanted viewers to have would be like, oh, are these the settlers, right? And I'm like, no, y'all remember that one scene where Quinn and Maggie were looking at the indigenous people and they were like, oh, this must be their mating ritual. It's
Which
just
was like, what?
right. So
Oh.
so I don't know. The fact that things like really went downhill for the the settlers was like insane to me. The other thing that about this world that I guess more so the conflict was that this became, they've had episodes where it's about chasing Rickman and then it's not about chasing Rickman and then it's chasing Rickman. This became a huge like chasing Rickman episode.
Yeah.
And the fact that the first world that we see, and I'm going to make sure I get this term right because I don't want to use the wrong word. The Romani.
Romani,
The
Romani,
Romani, yeah, the Romani. Like he was just going around stabbing people,
which is crazy.
It was like what?
I was that fucked me up because I you're just killing these POCs. They're just gone.
Stabbing them in the next, and so for me that suggested like, okay, so because sometimes he would have like a fucking Rolodex of like gene types and all that, and I was like, this dude is getting desperate, right? And just to the point where he's just stabbing random people in the neck. So like I kind of like that there's an escalation with him, but because his attitude is always escalated.
God, yes.
It doesn't seem like sometimes you can't tell, like, is there an escalation or is this like the par for the course for him? Because the desperation would like push things further. But he, like I said, he was doing a Harlem Shake or some shit before he jumped into the portal.
I hate him. He is so
Oh man. But I don't know anything else like, well, what else about the episode jumps at you, man?
Well, I have issues with the ending, and I don't with the hostage thing. But prior to that, these people, the settlers, to be like, oh well, there's other camps of us elsewhere and whatnot. I just didn't buy that. I mean, I believe it because it's what the show's telling us. But a lot of this, I was like, no, this is one of them. Like last episode was a lot of lush and green and whatever, and I was immersed. This felt like, no, we're just in a field, and I didn't really like that because I felt like, yeah, you may have been attacked, but every classification of people have found a way to like build homes. Be it in trees, be it in huts, be it in nothing about this felt like we've been going for some time. It felt like, oh, we're just camping. I didn't like this. And then I did like Malcolm and that lady, like him being her surrogate son, like them being the surrogate family, but I didn't buy that either. Like I don't know what I'm looking for, and it's not even the race thing. That's not it. But it just felt like there was nothing there. Like having the first soldier, them like carrying him to camp. cut all that shit out and give me something with her and Malcolm, because it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, my son couldn't come, so now I look after Malcolm. It's like, okay, girl. Well, I mean, he's a kid, so you should. I didn't feel like, I don't know. Didn't were other children?
He said, "Fuck all the other children."
And I mean, and they were quite literally his size. Like there were like 12 of them in the back playing games, and it's like, you did better not have whatever. I don't know, but they did not sell me on the world. I just felt like, okay, these are people we saw before. Let's bring them back, get another check. We know Malcolm is a fan favorite or something. Like it didn't feel. I wasn't sold on this world. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I like Gretchen, but yeah, like you said, it would have been nice to have a scene where you could actually see them together, because the way they were making Malcolm was just like he was like by himself
all the time.
He said that stupid motherfucker should have been right out there with the dinosaurs anyway.
Yes.
And and then he's trapping the animals, catching fish, and all of that. There was you mentioned the tents and everything. The one thing that I think about is that if you are being hunted by these dinosaurs, why spread yourself so thin into like different areas to have like different communities? And I know people would have been like, well, they just do that for budgetary reasons, because they can't afford to bring 100+ people. I mean, just show people like from 5 different angles or some shit. It's just it just didn't make any sense, because you remember when Quinn and Maggie came across the group of soldiers.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh yeah, we're separate. We're all
right.
Right. You're the soldiers with the guns." Right. It just, I don't know. It was kind of weird. One person I will give it up for in this episode that we've been kind of riding was, I think this was Maggie's best episode. Since
oh yeah, there's something she said that it sold me on her. I was like, oh, that's
what was that?
And I'm not gonna get it right, but she was like, no, when she said, Rembrandt is probably going to stay here, and then Wade was like, no, he's not going to stay here. We're trying to get home. And she said, home is where you with people
where someone loves you.
She said, this is your life now. Your home is your past. And I was like, you know what? Say all the shit you want to, and all my critiques still stand. That right there, to me, is quintessentially, this is what Sliders is, because we've been gone for so long that even if you get back home, that is your past. This is actively your life and has been for so long. And it was to the point where I'm not embarrassed to admit this at all, but there was something about, as soon as she said that, where I was like, oh, like I felt something. I was like, oh, okay, I'm so like, this is like when you hear somebody who sings really well and they pull an emotion out of you. I'm about to cry, but that line, I was like, and it was so cavalier. Like, yeah, this is, no, girl, this is your home now. And I don't know that the writers, I'm gonna give you that, because that, I said, yes, this is Sliders. That very line, your home is your past. This is your life now.
Yeah. There was because so I had that line. I think the other thing for me that I agree with is for her, why she's one of my favorites of this episode, was they allowed her just to be a person or a character.
Yeah.
She had her action kind of soldier moments, but I put it a little bit more bluntly, but I don't want us to get like canceled. But so let me clean it up. But I wrote down, but they weren't trying to explicitly make her an object for men to lust over, right? And like I said, there's nothing wrong with being attractive. There's nothing wrong with, we are not, I don't know, like look shaming or anything like that. But it's this thing of like, out of all the episodes as compared to like Exodus, since she's been on the show, this is one where they just allowed her to be a character. And even her scenes with Quinn, I don't feel that they were like flirtatious or they were trying to force them together. It was them basically hunting this dude and having regular conversations, right? And I hope it's not because they made Wade more the asshole in this
Mm.
episode as compared
Right.
to previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there was something done with Maggie where it was just like, okay, we gotta stop doing the same shit that we're doing with her because it's doing a disservice to the character.
Yeah.
So all that to say, but even though I've noted like Wade and Maggie are still dressed the same,
Yeah.
um, I really liked how she was handled for this episode.
I agree. I agree. Maggie was she was damn good.
Yeah.
They all really worked well together in this episode with the action parts. Like that,
Mhm.
I was like, oh, okay, these are
Yeah.
my this is my group.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, I to your point, I agree, and I do think she could just be like, what's her name, Gretchen, the
Right.
blonde lady.
Yeah.
She was sexy, quote unquote, and I'm not doing this to objectify her. She was sexy. Wade was sexy. Um, Maggie was sexy, but they were just regular women in regular clothes. Like even when Gretchen had that tank top on, like it just fit. We all are in this area. We like
Mhm.
it didn't feel like there's a very clear difference of me wearing a tank top with like thin straps than
Yeah.
like push my breasts up to my chin and then cover me in water. Like it was
Mhm.
they to me they were just normal. And Maggie, despite any critiques, that is a beautiful woman. So whether you put her in a turtleneck up to her ears or you put her in a tank top, she's going to be attractive. And it's like they weren't kind of ramping up the sexy to
Mhm.
100 for no reason. A lot of it did not make sense. So in this episode specifically, I do think they all looked good, and I really like Maggie because she didn't look like a prop.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
just a girl sliding. So yeah.
Yeah. On the opposite side, we got Wade. Wade was like pop, pop, pop.
Man,
And I think maybe this is Wade after 3 worlds of being knocked upside the head verbally. And then she just came out. She was like, "Bam!" She
yeah.
said, "Is there anything that she doesn't think about killing?" Bam! And then she would say something else, and that was like, and even Remy. Well, Remy had that conversation with her, and then Wade was like, "Fuck your feelings, motherfucker."
Yes,
He just
she
walked
was so
away.
mean. She was so mean.
It was
Oh
like,
my
I
god.
don't care what you think. I'm
Yeah.
tired of this shit. Y'all just stand over there and be quiet when she
No.
knocked me
Yeah.
upside my head verbally.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, Wade was not about the shits this episode. She
I
was like,
loved
damn.
it. Right.
I did, and now that I talk about it, it's like I don't think I necessarily had a problem with it. It was just like
I
it
know I
was
didn't.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. Remy and Malcolm, I think they worked, as
Oh
usual.
yes.
Yeah, as
Yes.
usual.
Oh man.
I think they've shown Malcolm has grown, since they left him there. So I don't know if that kind of changes. It changes things a little bit with their relationship, but
Mm-hmm.
as with Exodus, I think they both work really well together.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree.
and I think it goes to something that we've spoken about with Remy is it's like sometimes they don't give him shit to do. Like we don't know what Remy's I hate to say this purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
But here it seems like very defined,
Yeah.
when it comes to being there for Malcolm. And it's so I don't know. I really like that. I really like that. Well, I mean, like, what were your thoughts about Malcolm?
Of
With
course,
us.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm was if they were going to take a kid, it should have been him. He should have been. I want to see
Yeah.
him because again, he giving Remy something to do. And even with Malcolm, I don't even think it's the race thing, but there is a racial element there. I think if he
Mhm.
was just any random little boy, well, no, for this show, I think he would have to be non-white because it feels like when there's a white boy now, it's like, oh, I look up to Quinn. Oh, Quinn, you're the bee's knees. It's like, no, he could just be a boy. But for this one, I really like this. I like them together, especially after Rickman killed that boy's daddy. Like, I do
Yeah.
think he should have went with them. Because to something that Quinn said later, like whether I kill you or let you, whatever, like either way the boy's gonna die. That's what he was saying to Rickman. And it's like, yeah, it could be dangerous to slide with us, but we're also in a world where there's a dinosaur actively trying to eat everybody.
Yeah.
So who's to say we don't go to a world that's just like ours, but everybody wears red ties? Let me leave you there. I did like him. I like their relationship. And it, to me, I don't know if I'm projecting because of the racial part of it, but I really, really love seeing them together, and it didn't feel forced, and it didn't feel like Kira coming on to Quinn. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is a father-son type relationship. And it makes sense because of course they know each other, but also the boy's father is gone.
Yeah.
And I don't like that they didn't end up together. Especially because the show did not give us any chemistry between Malcolm and Gretchen or Gertrude or whatever her name is. And she's a great lady. She was fun.
Yeah.
She's a good actress, but we needed them.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I think with I was about to remember to say something. Oh, so during this period of times, I'm always going to throw in some Star Trek stuff. You had D Space Nine and Captain Benjamin Sisko, and then he had a son named Jake Sisko. And one of the really cool things about that series was seeing their relationship as father and son, because Ben loved his son. Ben loved the son, and the son loved him. But as being a black person or a black male watching this, it held more of a special significance because you're seeing this black father and his black son in this sci-fi show, and it's just something that was like this natural loving relationship, and that's what I see with Malcolm and Remy,
Yes.
and especially because with something like D Space Nine, Avery Brooks is acting his ass off. He's the lead of the show, and he's front and center for everything. And one of the things that we've been grappling with when it comes to Remy is that he doesn't get as much focus or shine time as, like, sometimes, let's just say before the professor left, Quinn and the professor, and that might be because it's an ensemble cast, but but they never gave him. So I don't know. There's something that's been kind of lacking sometimes that we feel.
Absolutely.
So when you bring Malcolm into it, that's a big thing, as far as for a character, kind of builder. And we don't know what Remy's thoughts were when it came to, like, did he ever see himself as having kids? It would have been nice to have like a conversation where he was just like, I never thought I'd be a father. I was in this, music game, and that was my focus. But now that, something like now that I possibly have one, this is a beautiful thing. So, but yeah, so all the scenes, and even that final scene, after Malcolm said that weird shit of like, it's just like, I'm gonna stay here and you keep traveling. And it's just like, no, I'm leaving. We might go to a world where I can't breathe, but I don't want a dinosaur biting my head off. So, Quinn, I don't think there's much to say about. I literally don't have anything in his section. Like, I take notes and I put notes in for each of the characters. I don't have anything for him.
Quinn is boring. But what I do like about Quinn this episode is that though I don't like him, I think his presence helped humanize Maggie more. Like with her eating the worms and them being held at gunpoint by the one soldier. Like, he was still his Quinn self, but I think she was able to shine through interactions with him. So I like him for that purpose, because like otherwise I don't think he should have gotten all of the screen time he got, and that is not because I don't like him, but to me it doesn't make sense. If Remy is the father figure for Malcolm, why are you here doing the negotiating? Yeah, Rickman doesn't like you, sure, but like, nigga, what?
Yeah. And because I think so talk about the final scene, because I know you had thoughts. I mean, was that your main thought about it, or like what?
My main thought is that this show is dumb. Like, and I know this is kind of a nitpicky thing, but there's a sequence where Rickman snatches up Malcolm and puts a gun to his back. Maggie is kind of behind them to the left. Quinn is to the right of them. They're both far enough away you can't really see them, but you know that they can see Rickman. And Rickman is like, fuck y'all. And they're like, okay, I got a clean shot. I'm gonna kill you. And he says, well, my finger is on the trigger, so if you shoot me, he's still gonna die because I can accept that. When he tells Quinn to stand up and give his gun, he extends his arm towards Quinn. And so again, this could be me being nitpicky, but if you just establish, y'all shoot me, the gun goes off, this boy dies.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he moved it away and moved it back. He was like, yeah, Quinn, put that gun down. Let me see. Put it down. Make sure you put it down. Put it down. Oh, you put it down. Maggie won't put her gun down. She's a trained. So it was like, you can't say in this very scene this thing and then contradict it right away. And that really bothered me. Because I was like, you can still like he has moved his arm away from Malcolm so many times. This is a rule that you said. You didn't have to say that. He could have just said, you kill me, I put a needle in his back. Like there could have been any number of things you could have said. Or just said nothing, like, oh, you kill me, he dies too. Like that. So that took me out of the episode. I was like, just shoot him. And I was like, oh God. I felt so American because I definitely like after that whole sequence, I kept saying, shoot him. I could not stop yelling at my screen. But that really bothered me because I'm like, you guys just established the show, you telling me this, and then you're doing the opposite of it, but nothing is coming from it. Like that should have been I don't know. But that and Quinn being the one to have the conversation with Rickman kind of pissed me off. Not just because I don't like Quinn, but it sent me back to seasons 1 and 2 where you shelve Wade and Rembrandt when Rembrandt should be in this conversation. Like if Rembrandt had been like, well, fuck it, Malcolm is a what do you say, a acceptable casualty, like, and let me get some Malcolm doesn't know about the plan. And I was like, Rembrandt, why would you say that about me? Like, give me that, because Quinn, I'm like, well, he's always going to be the lead. We don't need him to be the lead for everything. This was not emotionally, this was Maggie's episode and this was Rembrandt's episode. This was not Quinn's episode. We did not need I just think that undercut Remy because I have little cousins, I have younger people I know. You can't tell me I don't know where I'm going with that. I'm gonna just walk that back. It's annoying. I just feel like you keep trying to make him number one when he is the lead. We know he's the lead. Diana Ross, move to the back. I know who you are. This ain't about you. Oh,
it's David Ruffin.
Like,
ain't nobody come and see you, Remy.
That's it. That's it.
What makes this wild though is that this is the episode after he was just like, I don't want to be at the front. Why, you can't keep track of the fucking continuity you wrote for the episode before. But now he is. Now he, like you said, now he's hostage negotiating in these streets. So
40-year-old ass man. He's annoying, bro.
It is. Wow. It is. Like I watched the episode that came the week before, man. Like, did somebody video record this? VHS, it's just like,
this is
I don't think I have anything else. Actually, Malcolm is still doing art.
Like, that's one thing. Who was that father and son picture that he gave?
Well, the thing that I love though is that he drew Remy in the Sunday best.
He can't escape these suits that they keep putting him in.
Even in art. I mean, like the last couple episodes, he did have, when they were down, he had like kind of a button up, kind of a cotton, what do you call it? Whatever, like vacation shirt when they were in Slither. Because if they had him in a suit, that would have been like hot as hell. Yeah. And then in this one, he had like a polo shirt or something. Which so they trying to give him more casual wear. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for this episode. Anything else for you?
Fuck Quinn. It's always fuck Quinn. I do not like him. And they should have took them people somewhere else. There's no reason
to leave them on this world.
Like that is just give them Rickman's timer. Like get them out of here. But
Oh, and also, I guess a callback to Logan St. Clair when
Mhm.
the way Rickman fell back into the portal. Um, so
While Maggie unload the clip.
yeah,
Oh,
she was like, "Gah, gah, 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 gah."
like, girl, wait. I was expecting the bullets to be. I don't know,
You
but
just
yeah.
fly, just keep flying.
Hmm. Um,
Oh
yeah, I
man.
don't think that's all I got. Why didn't they slide them people somewhere else? Remy should have been the one. Um, oh, this part, and this is not a big issue, but when
Mhm.
Malcolm was talking to Remy and Wade, talking about she can like look something, you'll get killed out there. And I was like, he's the one who was in the Navy. Like, he'll be okay. Like, he can
Yeah,
handle himself. Are we forgetting? I mean, Malcolm is a kid, so whatever, I get it. But I was like, brother, he's been trained. Like, if
yeah.
Maggie can do it, Remy can do it too. Like, that's not, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, that's all I got.
Cool, 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 cool. So the superlatives, favorite character and favorite moment from the episode, Dinoslide.
Um, I'll go with I'm gonna go with Malcolm. I like Malcolm. He was fun. He is my favorite. Him and Remy, but I'm gonna go with him specifically because do your job, young man. He probably older than me. I'm talking about young man. He probably
Oh,
grown as he's probably older than me.
I found his Instagram page.
Okay.
Yeah,
Was he in his 40s?
he's in his 40s. Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
his
that
40s.
man is older than me.
Yeah.
I'd love to get him on here. Let me tell that, but come on, Malcolm, come back. Let's talk about you and your two dads, Remy and Homeboy. Favorite scene
Mhm.
would have to be Malcolm being found out
Okay.
when he was like, well, that and him yelling at Rick because like that whole trying to I like that
Yeah.
him. Yeah, so I'll just put Malcolm being found out. Let me see.
So for favorite moment, I'm going to cheat. I'm doing Eminem, Malcolm and Maggie. Malcolm and
Okay.
Maggie. I thought they both had a pretty solid episode this
Hmm.
go around. My favorite moment. So I'm changing it up because we've talked about a scene that will replace this one, but what it's replacing was any moment between Malcolm and Remy.
Yeah.
Um, well, I had two. Any moment between Malcolm and Remy, and the fact that they were eating the T Rex later on. If you notice
Crazy.
that, yeah. But what tops all that is Rickman doing the shimmy before he jumped into the portal.
That
Like
man
I
is
don't
a
know if it
nut.
was a dance or a cackle, but that was weird.
Yeah, very.
And it was great. So your least favorite character and least favorite scene moment.
Um, I'm trying not to default to Quinn. Um, but I would have to maybe say really more than Quinn because again, this still did kind of feel like a okay, the gang is together. I would have to go with that second set of soldiers, like that camp that was just all
Yeah,
soldiers. Because for me, why are y'all here? Why isn't there one soldier for each camp? Like these are civilians.
yeah,
Why are y'all? Because the one guy was like, "Yeah, you're that girl who was with Rickman," and like until they were like, "Yeah, he's crazy. He's trying to kill us." He was like, "Oh, okay. So you know this.
yeah,
You're not going to tell other people to like stay away." So yeah, that one soldier, but mainly the whole soldier camp that
yeah.
was like by themselves. I'm like, y'all fucking suck. Um, least favorite scene was Quinn being involved with that negotiation at the end. That
Okay,
to me took the cake. He shouldn't have been there.
gotcha. Um, least favorite character, even though he was crazy and I enjoyed the dance, Rickman.
Ah,
Rickman, they don't know what to do with this man. Like he
yeah,
is Joker. He's always Joker, but
yeah.
he's Joker like in not a Carlos type of way. Like Rickman don't seem threatening to me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, he just doesn't. And least favorite scene, Wade talking shit. You know, even
Mm.
though I do think that they're suggesting that it is because she's been dealing with endless slides of being on the receiving end. There was just something that seemed, specifically her conversation with Remy. Um, it just, I don't know, it wasn't working as well for me.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, yeah. So at least those are my least favorites. So Out of 10 headless T-Rex,
Yeah.
what are you rating this episode?
Remy and Malcolm has me wanting to rate this much higher. And this was compared to the last episode, a better like Sliders episode, and then Maggie in that line. I'm I'm going I'm just gonna give it a 7. Because though there's issues with it, I do think out of season 3 and a lot of the shit that we've gotten, I'm
Hmm.
not 100% happy with it, but there are enough things here that I would rewatch this one again on my
Okay.
own unprovoked. So I am going to give it a 7. Yeah, I'm 7. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go 7.5.
Okay.
7.5. I do think, like I mentioned before, this was the better of the two
Mm-hmm.
that we watched. And there were more things here that I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Specifically, or the biggest thing being Malcolm and Remy getting
Mm-hmm.
a chance to kind of hang together. And there, and like you said, it felt like traditional sliders. I don't know, like previous
I
sliders.
mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it didn't feel like we're in this like weird season 3 area.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, 7.5. I give it 7.5.
Okay, that's fair. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah,
Oh, what a time. What a
what a
what
time.
a time. This has been interesting. We're at the last 2 episodes, right? Or are we at the last 4?
Last two. So after
This
it'll
is
be the last two of the
oh.
season, and normally, and at least for the podcast, last 2 episodes of the season, and then the season recap, that we
Mhm.
do,
Okay.
which is always fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So we're we always keep saying this. We're in the end game now.
Ah! We're in the
I
end
like
game, Tony Stark. Yeah.
like Doctor Strange going. Okay.
Yeah. One. Okay, yeah. So well I am looking forward to seeing how they end the season for me and how I'll rate that. I'm not pulling any punches because 3 has whooped my ass, and so I'm a whoop back if these last 2 episodes don't give what they need to give. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, listeners and viewers. I hope y'all are looking forward to it as well. Um, I don't know any parting word.
Nah, I mean just want to say it's a B Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, and that's all I'll say. I mean, because even with these two, I'm surprised. I think I've gotten so used to. I'm just gonna be honest. I've gotten so used to rating season 3 episodes low,
Yeah.
at least more so on the back half.
Mm-hmm.
More so on the back half, that I thought that Dinoslide was just going to be like another 5 or 6. So
Mm-hmm. Same.
I was genuinely surprised when I watched the episode. I was like, oh, okay, I really enjoyed
Mm-hmm.
this more. So maybe there are some surprises in store, in future seasons.
I hope so, Lord Jesus. Because this.
So,
Oh.
but yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Well, fellow reader, dear readers, this has been Bridgerton, and I am Gentleman Whistledown. No, I don't know, man. Just y'all keep on moving. Don't stop. I don't whatever. Just come back, y'all. Come, leave some comments. Let us know what your thoughts are. Did you enjoy these 2 episodes? If you don't watch it, but you just listen to or watch us, let us know. Is this something after this conversation you would be interested in watching? And go ahead and get a jump on watching those last 2 episodes, so you can come back to the next review and be fully vested.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, Robert, tell these people where to support you, where to get
Oh,
stuff from you, and all that.
I mean, website is Robert K. Jeffrey, RobertKJFFREY.com, and
Mhm.
Instagram is the best social media place to find me. So that's RobertK.Jeffrey, RobertK.Jeffrey. And I usually post up any appearances I got coming up, shows, or books, books or comics that I'm working on. So yeah, just follow me there. Follow me in those 2 places.
Good deal. Good deal. Carefree Black Nerd everywhere. Just search it and like it. And then for those of you who are the readers of it all, raincoleman.com has my novels that I've written. So be sure to check those out. See if anything tickles your brainstem fancy like Rickman. And yeah, just yeah, I don't know. Show back up. Show up
Yeah.
again. I don't know. I don't know what is wrong with me. This doesn't. Yeah,
Backslide.
y'all.
Backslide.
We'll slide again, partner. I don't know. Okay, bye, y'all. Let me. It's good lord.
Yeah.